Good morning. We are here with Master Firefighter Robert Thompson, Firefighter Stephen Davis, Lieutenant Nick Wagner, Master Firefighter Nick Skelsey, Firefighter Paramedic Athena Hollenbach, and myself, Alan Bush. In the early afternoon on August 1st, 2020, Kensington Volunteer Captain Arthur Hawkins was working at Leisure World Golf Course in Silver Spring. During his shift, he was alerted to a patient in cardiac arrest on the 12th hole. Captain Hawkins immediately grabbed the AED and rushed to the 12th hole to provide aid. Upon his arrival, he found the patient to be pulseless and apneic. He initiated CPR and applied the AED to the patient. The AED analyzed the patient's cardiac rhythm and determined that a shock was advised. Captain Hawkins defibrillated the patient one time and continued with chest compressions. At this time, Montgomery County Police Officers Sean McKinney and Megan McCool arrived on the scene, as well as MCFRS Battalion Chief Jason Blake. The officers took over chest compressions, and Battalion Chief Blake coordinated and directed crews to the scene. Upon the arrival of Paramedic Engine 721, Paramedic Engine 740, and Ambulance 725 to the scene, there was a coordinated effort from bystanders on the course to use their golf carts to transport the crews and their equipment to the 12th hole. Also at this time, Lieutenant Nick Wagner arrived to the scene on the 12th hole and was able to maneuver the EMS 704 vehicle close enough to the scene to provide ALS equipment as needed. Upon arrival of the fire rescue crews, the patient was found to have strong, palpable carotid and radial pulses and agonal snoring respirations. The crews worked together to do a thorough assessment of the patient. An airway was placed, end-tidal carbon dioxide was monitored, and ventilations were assisted. The patient was placed on the monitor and a 12 lead was performed. The patient's initial rhythm after the return of spontaneous circulation was sinus tach, with EKG abnormalities noted. The crews established an IV, administered lactated ringers. The neuroprotective induced hypothermia protocol was initiated, and the patient was prepared and packaged for transport. Battalion Chief Blake coordinated with the crews to move the patient to the transport unit, while Lieutenant Wagner acted as the liaison with family members who were present on the scene. Once the patient was in the back of the ambulance, crews worked together to reassess and monitor. The patient was transported to Shady Grove for further treatment and evaluation. Upon arrival to the ED, the patient was intubated and treated for an NSTEMI. The patient was admitted to the floor and his condition and vitals improved every day. On August 6, 2020, the patient was extubated and was conscious. The patient received therapy and did very well. He was able to pass a swallow test and sit in a chair, smiling and conversing with family and staff. The patient had intermittent issues with neurodeficits initially, but continued to improve during his stay. On August 9th, he was transferred to Inova Fairfax PCU for further treatment. We often refer to the chain of survival in the pre-hospital setting and how important it is to increase the chances of patient survival. The sequence of the 5 critical links in this chain, the activation of the emergency response system by bystanders, the immediate high-quality CPR, and early defibrillation by Captain Hawkins and Montgomery County Police Officers McKinney and McCool, the EMS interventions by the crews of MCFRS, and the post-arrest care provided by Shady Grove Adventist Hospital all played an important part in the patient's positive outcome. Really well done. Thanks, guys.